It's working now. I can see it. Sorry for that. What happened was my sweet dream of a nephew tried to FaceTime me. And when I declined, which is so sad and broke my heart that I had to decline his poor little sweet face, it went black. So, we're back now. Okay, let's see if people come back because I feel like they're gonna be like, I don't want to watch your black screen. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back to what I was doing. Actually, I'm gonna text my nephew and tell him that I will FaceTime him in a little bit. Well, I'll text my sister for him. Okay, I hope it's working because nothing seems to be working for me at the moment. I'm trying to use my iPad and it's not working. Technology struggles, man. I'm telling you. Okay, back to business. I hope it's working. If not, oops, sorry. That sucks. Okay. Let's see what to do now. I feel sad because nobody's coming back. Like, I'm sorry. I'm gonna pull this out from under there so that I can use it when necessary. Okay, let me, oh, I can't update Instagram because I'm filming with my phone. Oh my goodness, the struggles, I'm telling you. Okay. Log into Instagram. Yes, please. I haven't updated my iPad in so long that I'm pretty sure I won't even be able to do stories. Oh, I can. Okay, cool. Hey friends, sorry for the technical difficulties. If you just refresh your page on my profile, you can click through to the new live and it won't be black screen. Sorry. Okay. Cool. Back in business. So if art journaling is not your thing, that's okay. I get it. I know it's not for everyone. It's a little bit messy, and so it's not really some people's style. I have other things on my channel, so I do a lot of different things like planning, and I do paper crafting. But for my first paper crafting is something that, like, if I feel pressured, sometimes I get nervous and can't do it. Like, my mind goes blank. It's kind of doing that right now, but just at a smaller level. So I wanted to do my first YouTube live um, with something like this, where I didn't have to do anything specific or have a plan or worry about the outcome, just, to test the waters. So I will hopefully be doing some like paper crafting YouTube lives a little bit later. Later as in like at a later date, like not later as in like today. I like hanging out with you guys, but they're like a long process, and as you can tell, the technical difficulties I'm having. Let's see. I'm just gonna check really quick and make sure the other one ended and that people aren't like sitting in there. Cool, they're not. Okay, it's ended. Okay, cool. Okay, so now I'm just adding some acrylic paint to kind of, I don't know, to try to get started again, because I feel really thrown off after that whole situation. Technology just doesn't work for me most of the time. And if Cody was here, it would be no problem, because he's like my IT man. He's a software engineer, but he's also just like super tech savvy, basically the complete opposite of me. So he usually helps me with those types of things. Let's see. It did say 2 viewers a minute ago, so hopefully people are starting to find this. I feel like we need something, like we need a pop of color. We need something that like really stands out. My sister's texting me. She sent me a video after I declined the, he's only, how old is he? He's almost 2. He'll be 2 in like April. And after I declined the invitation to video chat with him, she sent me a video of him crying because I didn't answer. Oh, it just breaks my little heart, because he's so little and cute. But she just texted me and said that everything is better now. He's enjoying some watermelon and is just feeling a little bit sensitive today because he didn't have a long enough nap. So I guess that's good. Oh my gosh, I'm not liking the way this is going. It's not going the direction I wanted it to. I finally started to get in the groove, and then that whole technical difficulties situation just really threw me off. Let me dry this, and then Yeah. Okay. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay. Let's see. I need to like, these colors are very dull to me. I need to like bring some, more, some poppier colors in there. I got this paint from Michaels. My favorite brand of like these little tiny craft paints is this. I always thought that said cream coat, honestly. Ceram coat, like ceramic. I don't know. It's from Delta Creative. So those are my favorite brand, and I love it. But I went to Michael's, and they don't have that brand. I can only find that brand at Hobby Lobby. So I got this Craft Smart paint because it was cheap, and I figured it would tide me over until I could make it to Hobby Lobby. And I'm sorry, Michaels, but your Craft Smart brand craft paint is poo. Let me turn that dinging off. There we go. It's just so watery, so watery. I'm not going to use this card. It's so watery. It's terrible. They really need to like up their paint situation. Whoa, situation. Oh, Drea, thanks for watching anyway and supporting me. You're the sweetest. And no worries at all. Okay, maybe just see, it's not looking that watery right now, which is a good thing. Oh, I hate this blue. It's way too bright. I was just saying I needed brighter colors. What is happening? Okay, this is not going well. Just gonna kind of plop some of this around. Oh, I know what I'll do. Okay. Don't worry, this is gonna get better. I have a good feeling. Okay. I can live with this. It's really bright, but that's all right. Just cleaning my brush. Oh, hi, girl. I'm sorry. I'm terrible at names. I can't remember I only remember the paper and conchas. But what, hold on, I know, no, I don't have my phone. Please tell me your, like, actual name, not your screen name, because I need to remember that. I know that's terrible. I don't mean it in, like, a mean way. I just have the worst memory. Pamela! Okay, I'll remember that now. Oh, I love that name, by the way, Pamela. It makes me smile when I say it. Some names I just smile when I say, and others I'm like, oh, that's a nice name. Now I'm just being weird. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm going to dry this and then try to fix it. Okay, good. I'm glad you didn't take it in a bad way. Good. Okay. I don't feel as bad now. Okay, so usually when I create a poo situation like I did today, that's what I call it. Because I mean, it's not hideous, it's just not what I wanted. This is technically an oil brush for an oil painting, but I use it to put some of this, let's see, get one of these little guys. To put some of this like cream, I think it's called butterscotch, let me see. Light buttermilk. So if I just put some of that over the paint that is like creeping me out because it's so bright, it tones it down a little and really helps. I did not do a good job of adhering that. Okay, it's starting to get a little better, but not really. But it will. Don't worry. It will get better. Also, I might be shaking the camera. Sorry. Can't fix that. Also, I use this brush because it gets the coat really thin, but it's super rough, and I like the texture it gives it, like the like almost distressed texture. I really like that. It's like killing two birds with one stone, which is terrible saying because I would never want to kill birds, especially all the stone. That would be so mean. But getting two things done at once. I got way too much of that paint in there. Yeah, I'm I mean, I've been doing mixed media maybe like a year now, so still fairly new. There's so much to learn, but also at the same time, you don't really have to learn anything because you can kind of just do whatever you want. And I think that's why I like it, because I'm not really like a rules type of person. And yeah, so when I do mixed media, I can truly do whatever I want. Like anything, I can use supplies for things that they weren't meant to be used for. And I like that. I think that's cool. So toned down, getting there, doing better. Let's move that out of the way. I think we need texture. Do I Bible journal? I kind of Bible journal, but I Bible journal in a not my Bible. So I Bible journal, but in like a traveler's notebook or just a journal of another type. And I do the same like concept, just in an outside journal. Yeah, hope that makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna find. Do you Bible journal? I was stalking your site. I was admiring your planning. You post some planner photos, and I was like, ooh, yes, please. I need a stencil. What stencil do I want? Maybe one of these Tim Holtz stencils. I also struggle with storing stencils. I don't know how I want to store them. I don't know if I want to keep them in the, like, I put these back in the packages after every time I use them. Oh, okay, 2. There's probably one floating around in there, which leads me to think that I don't want them in there, so I'm just going to take them out. That one's kind of cool. I keep my stencils right now in this little, like, it's a 12 by 12. I don't know, who used to make these? Did Cropper Hopper used to make these? Someone used to make these, and they stopped making them, and then I found a different brand on scrapbook.com. Maybe that one. So they're kind of all just shoved in here right now, which is okay, but it makes it hard to like dig through and find what I want. I'm thinking this guy. Okay, so I'm going to use some modeling paste to put through this stencil. I don't know if I want to do white modeling paste or if I want to, I probably want to color it. I love colored modeling paste. It like really helps it blend into the background. But what color is always the situation? What color? It'd be really nice to do, it'd be fun to do a pastel color for contrast. Let's get another one of these guys. Palette knife, where are my palette knives? They're hiding. Pink, or, ooh, gray would be pretty. Maybe gray, or, okay, I'm gonna pick from one of these. These are my favorites of my pastels. That one would look nice, and it would blend. That one would stand out a little bit more. Gray is always good. I love gray. I don't know. I'm doing too much contemplating. I don't know why I'm contemplating so much. I'm just gonna go with that one. Okay. And this is just Liquitex modeling paste. Okay. Ooh, that's a pretty color. I love the way the modeling paste picks up the color of the paint that you put in it, or like anything. I think you could put ink in it. Like I said, you just kind of make your own rules. But modeling paste, it picks up the color of the paint so well, and then it's just like you just want to stare at it forever and ever. Or maybe that's just me, but I do. Look at that. It looks like frosting. Okay, that's good. Do it there. Black. didn't turn black. Good. Oh my gosh, good. Okay. Why would Cody call me? He knows that I'm doing this. I have no way to get a hold of him because, oh, I'll email. I'm like an 80-year-old. I'll email him. Okay, I emailed him because, as you do, you email your boyfriend. I can't figure out how to set up iMessage on my iPad because I can't remember my iTunes account password thingy. What is it called? iTunes? Not iTunes. My iCloud. They changed it. Whatever that password is that you need to like access all of your information and to like set up your messages and stuff, I can't remember it, so I can't set it up. So I can't message him from my iPad and I'm filming on my phone, so I guess the next best thing would be to email him. I don't know where my angled, oh there it is, okay. I much prefer these little angled, what are they called? Angled, palette knife for spreading modeling paste through stencils. It just seems to work a lot better. Wow, that's a really pretty stencil. I think this is the first time I've used this one. Oh, he was checking to see if I was live streaming. How sweet of him. Okay. I like to take the palette knife after I use the stencil and kind of ease some of the harsh edges so that it doesn't look, because this square edge sometimes, I don't know, it just doesn't look the best. And also if there are any that as I smear it with my hand, if there are any down here, like this one, this little stray guy, I just kind of take them off to make it look a little bit more like it's supposed to be there. And then maybe we'll do one sideways. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Get rid of some of this. And then a little bit of fix up here. Make it a little more rough. And then maybe pull it onto the next page because then it'll pull the two pages together and make them look like they belong. So I'm just going to awkwardly hold that up like that. we go. Not bad. Okay. A little white thing in there. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Has anybody else seen Dumb and Dumber? Because Cody hasn't, and so I say that, and he's like, ha ha ha, funny. And it means nothing to him. One thing about stencils that I really dislike, because I'm lazy, is that you have to clean them right away if you use modeling paste with them, because they get really nasty really fast. I'm just using a baby wipe to get some of the modeling paste off. And then I will flip it over and do the same on the back. It doesn't get it perfectly clean, but it at least makes it a little bit easier to like fully clean later. And if you use warm to hot water when you're cleaning it later, it's not too bad. Okay, cool, look. Perfectly clean. Okay. I kind of wish I did some up there, but I already cleaned it, so I'm not going to. Actually, I am going to. Changed my mind real fast on now. Oh, thank you. I really like it too, actually. It's coming together. I like hated it a minute ago, and now I am liking it again, so. Ooh, I love it. Okay, and I think, where is it? My desk is such a mess, I can't find anything I'm looking for. Here it is. So, I got this idea from Adele, Inky Quill. She uses what she calls a use it up journal, and this is what I use as my, I guess, use it up journal. Basically just so you don't waste product. And since you already have a stencil dirty, then I don't waste any of this modeling paste. And then in the process of putting all like your leftovers in here, you're actually creating backgrounds for art journaling spreads at a later time. So if you don't have like a bunch of time to do a full art journaling spread, but you feel like getting crafty, you can come in here and just kind of add the finishing touches to one and make a completed layout. I like this stencil a lot. I remember when I got that pack of Tim Holtz stencils, I was like, ugh, of all the three of them, I'm probably never going to use that one. And here I am, loving it. Ah! Okay. That was a little bit of a disaster. And this is why, like I said, I end up with things like on my elbow and in my hair and on my face, because I'm just clumsy and messy and weird things like that happen. Oh, hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you? Okay, this sounds so terrible. I'm just going to say it again. I know people by their Instagram names, and I don't really know your real life, like, human birth given, like your first name. So please remind me, Mrs. C Scraps, because I know we're Instagram buddies, but like on YouTube it's different. I like to be like real life buddies. Does that make sense? So please remind me of your human name. I don't know why that's so funny to me. don't like how square that is. That's okay. I think we still have a little bit more to use. And I know that there's a lag, so like there's a lag from the time that I say things to the time that you guys are hearing it. Because I have the stream up in front of me on my computer to see if there's any like technical difficulties and to read the chat and the things my hands are doing on the screen. I did like a minute ago, so I think you guys are like a minute behind. Cool, so let me clean this again. And put this over here to dry. What product is this? This is Liquitex modeling paste, and I just mixed it with a little bit of craft paint. You can get modeling, you can get like, you don't have to use Liquitex brand modeling paste. You can use like any modeling paste. I know Michael's sells a really, if you're just, since you're just getting started, like to test it out, see if modeling paste is something you like working with. Michael's sells a fairly inexpensive modeling paste. If you have a Blick by you, I don't know where you're at, but we have Blick art stores. Yeah, they're all over the US. Blick has a Blick brand modeling paste and gesso that both are really good for the price. And then you can mix it with really anything. I mixed it with human name. Oh, it still cracks me up. And thank you. Thank you for reminding me of your human name. I mixed mine with craft paint. I mix it with acrylic paint sometimes. You can mix it with like ink. You can mix it with, you can really mix it with anything. You just kind of like make your own rules and do whatever you think you want to do at the time. And thank you. I am feeling much better than I was. I get better every day, and the really good news is that I haven't had to go back to the emergency room since, like, I think it's been like 2 weeks now that I've been recovering, and I'm starting to feel back to normal and stuff. So yay for that. I appreciate everyone's kind thoughts and prayers and stuff that you gave me over on Instagram. Okay, that's gonna need to be cleaned more because it's kind of a wreck, but anyway, moving on. I don't have patience for it right now. So yeah, modeling paste. I really like modeling paste. It's fun to use. It kind of feels like baking in a way, like mixing frosting, and then you put it through the little stencil, and then you get like all this cool dimension on your project. And if you let it dry naturally, it'll be like it is right now. But if you use a heat gun, which I usually do because I'm lazy and I don't like... Wait, you're in Southern California, Pamela? So am I. Oh, I'm in Pasadena. If you use a heat gun, which I do because I don't like to wait, I'm impatient, it kind of puffs up a little. I guess if you're doing a project where you need it to look really perfect, that could matter. But when you're art journaling, like, every little imperfection gives it character, so I feel like the little puffing up doesn't really matter. And on that note, if you stay pretty far away, like you aren't concentrating the heat in one spot for a while, like if you just kind of move it like this, it doesn't puff up too much. It doesn't puff up almost at all. Montana. I have a ton of family in the Inland Empire, like all throughout San Bernardino, Ontario, Pomona, like from the Inland Empire all the way over. So yeah, I have family all around Southern California. So I know exactly where you are. Yeah, you're really close. So it dries really fast, especially with a heat gun, and that just kind of surface dries it. So still be careful. If you like set your hand down pretty hard, like to do something, it'll make the impression in the modeling paste because it doesn't dry completely all the way through because it's thick. But okay, what now? Let's see. It's getting there. It's getting better little by little. It was a real wreck there for a while. Oh, hey, Heba. Thank you. Let's see. I did this one earlier today, and I'm just checking to make sure nothing's smearing. Yeah. Oh, so I mentioned when I first started the first live stream, because we had the technical difficulties. Oh, thank you. I really plan to do more mixed media on my channel. I plan on doing like mixed media process videos and tutorials and stuff. And so this was kind of my way of like jumping in there and testing out the waters, while at the same time testing out YouTube Live because it's something I've been wanting to do. So you'll see more of it. Oh, thank you. And yes, Pamela, we should. We can grab coffee and have a crafty date. Okay, so what was he saying? Oh, when I first started the live stream, I had technical difficulties, and then I had to start a second live stream. But I was talking about this Liquitex Basics iridescent medium, and I love this stuff. I love it. I'm not a fan of like glitter and stuff, but I picked this up. You can mix it with acrylic paint or you can use it on its own. And I picked it up because it's iridescent, so there's not like actual chunks of glitter in it. It's really subtle and it only shows if it catches the light. So it's a really cool little addition. And I used it on this page a little and I am obsessed. So I was thinking it would be fun to put some iridescence over the modeling paste so it adds even more dimension to it. So I think that's what I'm going to do now. I don't know what size brush I want to use. Yeah, the smaller one will be better. I love the iridescent look of the Heidi Swapp Color Shine colors because they're not glittery, they are iridescent. But sometimes even those are a little bit too like for me. And this is even more subtle than that. Let's see, I'll bring another one of these guys over. It's like, it looks like it's a pearly color when it's in here. I don't know if the light, let me see. There's a lag, so I have to wait. But let me see if the light will. Yeah, I think the light kind of catches it. Tiny bit. It turns out being clear, even though it looks pearl, like whitish pearly. You'll see when I put it over this that it's closer to a clear with just the iridescent pearl specks in it. Ooh, I like it. I like this stuff so much. I got it at Hobby Lobby in case anybody wants to give it a try. It's just like these little details. I really like little details. I think that's why half of the mixed media pages that I do, probably more than half of them, I really strongly dislike them until I get to like the little details. I think that that's where they start to pull together. Okay, let's see. I hope the light will. Yeah, it's catching it. Ooh, look how pretty that is. It's so fun. And like I said, I'm not even a fan of like sparkles or glitter or anything. So if you aren't either, this might be a good thing for you. Although I will say, the other day I got into like kind of a wanting some sort of glitter mood. And so I picked up this washi. Let me find it really quick. I just threw it on my desk somewhere. I picked up this Scotch washi from Target. And I think part of the reason I don't like glitter is because it comes off on everything and goes everywhere. And this Scotch washi is like a very subtle glitter. And it's like, it does not come off at all. Like you can scrape it with your nail and no glitter comes off. And that is awesome. So, and it's black, so it's a little bit more subtle. So that's my way of like venturing into a little bit of sparkle. Okay, moving on. We'll do this one now. We live above a venue where people get married a lot, and there's a wedding going on outside, and I can hear the wedding music. It's like a really soothing, I don't know, like, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's kind of making me tired. There's another question I had. Oh, okay. Before the technical difficulties, I was asking if anybody knows of a good way to store stencils. I'm currently using this sleeve. I think Cropper Hopper used to make them, and then they stopped making them, and then I found that one on scrapbook.com from another brand. And it's all right, but like as your stencil collection grows, you have to like dig through and find the one that you want, and it's kind of annoying. So I was thinking of getting one of those like document folders where you open it up and there's a bunch of clear sleeves inside, that like full clear sleeves that you can like slip the stencils in with light kinds. So like all the florals, all the, I don't know. I have a lot that look like little waves, so I could put all those together. I would really like to use this just popped into my mind, an accordion folder would probably be a good idea, but I have really large stencils. Like I have a 12 by 12, and I've never seen a 12 by 12 accordion folder. Maybe at like Blick as more of like they probably sell accordion portfolio things that I could probably use. Ooh, I should look into that. Ranger bags. Like, are they like zip top bags, Heba? Or like, are they more like the Dilutions, like little zipper pouches? I'm gonna have to look those up. That might be a good solution. Oh yeah, the 12 by 12 project boxes. I have a ton of those and I use them for different things, but I'm actually trying to steer away from them because they're, well, we live in a studio apartment. Oh, zip top bags. Okay, yeah, that would be a good idea. We live in a studio apartment, and as it is, my craft space, like my little studio space, already takes up, I would say, a good half of our apartment. um, so I try to stay away from like the project boxes and stuff because they don't, like, at least the bags or like an accordion file or even that little like sleeve is, they're pretty thin, so I can put them in a drawer. I can stack them next to my desk. It's just more space efficient, so I'm trying to steer away from the project boxes, although I do love them. I use the project boxes to keep my creative team kits together. So like I'm on the Felicity Jane creative team, and those kits have 12 by 12 papers and other elements like embellishments and stuff. So I use the project boxes so that I keep it all together while I'm using it that month, and then after the month is over, I move it all into my stash. And they work really well for those because the kits are pretty large and they fill up the whole thing. So I feel like I'm not wasting any space. Okay. I like this iridescent stuff. I really like it. That's really fun. What next? What next? What next? Let's do some of these. These are really fun. So these are the Dina Weekly. I always want to call her Diane Wakely, but it's Dina Wakely. Dina Wakely. The A really throws me off. Her scribble sticks. When this layout started, it had yellow in it, and now there's no yellow, and I want to bring that back in. Ooh, I really want to, we'll do some yellow splatters in a minute. You put your creative team kits on the floor. That's funny that you say that because I haven't switched my 12 by 12 project boxes out, like moved them from the box to my stash and then put my new kits in them in months. So I have like months worth of creative team kits on my floor right now. Move this farther in so you can actually see. I don't need this right now. Move it farther in so you can see what's going on. It really is easier to organize if all your stuff is just laid out, which is why I was saying before the stream cut out, my desk is, I have my computer in front of me, I have my little workspace right here, and then the entire rest of the desk is all just like piles of stuff, because at least then I can just reach and grab it and use it. I know that we were using scribble sticks, but now I want to add some of this. So this is my paper that I use to block my stuff, my junk. Now they've got some sort of like harp and what sounds like a banjo going on out there. I don't know. They have some very strange music going on. I don't mind it. It's not as quiet and like sleepy time music as it was before, so maybe they've started their reception now. Oh my gosh, it's so funny you say that. I actually have a bag of gluten-free pretzels here in case I need a snack. I have my water. I am so prepared. Snacks are a must. Okay, what color? Let's do this tealish color. I'm trying to like avoid the little Heidi swap pieces that we just added. Should have done that after. Okay. The scribble sticks are pretty cool because you can, let me find a paintbrush. You can use a paintbrush, and we'll use some of this dirty water that I have on my desk. And you can kind of like soften them out a little if you want. Ooh, M&Ms. Oh, mini M&Ms are my weakness. I'm a fairly healthy person. Like, I stick to the veggies and stuff most of the time, but if there is one thing that will get me to steer away from healthy eating, it is M&Ms. Mini M&Ms specifically. Yum. My top 3 products of all time. Is this for mixed media or is, I used to love gummy bears. See, I'm like squirrel. I have a very small attention span. Top 3 products for mixed media or because top 3 products like of all time of all crafting. Oh my gosh, I don't even think I could pick 3. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna dry really quick so that we can add more layers. like trying to multitask, and I'm not very good at it. Scrapping as a whole, oh my gosh. Girl, that's difficult. Okay, this is a basic, but I will just mention it before I choose my top 3 non-basics. I have, this is a size 00 roller date stamp from Amazon. Like, look how small it is. This is my top #1 favorite product of all time. If there was only one thing that I could keep from all of my crafty space right now, and everything else had to go like in the trash or to donation, or I don't know, I was being sent to the moon with only one product, it would be this tiny roller date stamp. It gets so much use. I love this thing. Obviously, like, you'd need an ink pad to go with it, so I'm kind of counting that as one item. I just use my Stays On black ink pad for everything. Okay, top 3 products, scrapping as a whole, not basics. Ooh, this is a difficult question. Okay, I need to think about it for a minute. You have to give me a minute to think. I want to bring more teal into this. It's not showing up true to color. Ooh, you should order it. You won't be sorry. It is so cute, and it's my favorite, Heba. You should just bite the bullet and purchase. This isn't showing up true to color on camera. This has a lot more teal undertones in it. It's looking kind of muted on camera, but I think I want to add some like true teal to it. So let's see. We could do this Emerald City, has a tealish feel to it. Or no, I know what I'm gonna do. Where is it? I keep all my mixed media supplies on a Raskog cart next to my desk. Sometimes I can't find things. Blue turquoise. I think that's a good one. Maybe we'll mix these two together. We'll just get crazy. That'll be fun. Okay, yeah, I like that idea. Okay. How small is it when you stamp it? What can I use for like size reference? Okay. So the full date is the size of this part of my finger. So I would say an inch. It's very small. It fits in like the smallest of places, which is one thing that I love about it. So it shows up really subtle. Let's see. I need something. Hold on. We're just going to take a little detour for a minute so I can brag about this mini roller date stamp. When you stamp it, where's a pen? Where's a pen? Here's a jelly roll pen. So it's like the size of the pen cap. Yeah. It's about the size of the pen cap. Yeah, I love it too. It's the cutest little thing. I just like how subtle it is. And if you like are on the go, and I use I like, if you watched my planner setup video, I changed my planning system a lot, and my on the go planner right now is I mean, not that I am on the go a lot, but is a B6 size traveler's notebook. And I didn't show that in my planner setup, but I'm going to do another video on it. And that roller date stamp makes a huge appearance because it's so easy to carry with you in your pencil pouch. Like, I use a tiny little pencil pouch. I use this little pencil pouch from Kiki K, and when I just toss it right in there and it fits perfectly. Yeah, I stamp on my layouts too, like scrapbook layouts, traveler's notebook layouts, and that's the one that I use every single time. It's pretty much exclusively the only roller date stamp that I use these days. And then I'm going to add a little bit of white as well so that it's still a teal, but it's like a subtle teal. Okay, just mix those up. Okay. I'm still thinking about my top 3 products. I haven't forgotten. My top 3 products used to be so easy to name. I'll tell you what they used to be. They used to be die cuts, for sure. Die cuts were like my number one. Yeah, I have so many roller date stamps, and recently I have been slacking in the dating my layout. But well, for a while I was, and I'm finally starting to get back into it. But I don't. One thing I wish I did, but I don't ever remember to, is date my art journal spreads. Like this one's dated. Oh, this one's dated. So I guess it's really just these past few that I haven't dated, which I could do that one right now because I just did that today. I'm so easily distracted. What's the date today? The 8th? Yeah. Just put it right here. That works. Okay. My top three favorite products used to be die cuts. They were like my number one. I use them everywhere. I purchased 1.5 million of them. Was loving on them. I don't use them as much. I still use them, but just not as much as I did. And then the other two used to be stickers and patterned paper. It was pretty basic, like scrapping items. But I think now that I do a lot more mixed media, I feel like I've started using products differently. So I'm not afraid to like branch out and use things for different reasons, in different ways, I guess. Like, where's my traveler's notebook? I did an entire spread in my. I better put that down before I paint it. Did I just put that in the water? I did a spread in my traveler's notebook, and this was made completely from just stuff. So like this was from a Lush Italy catalog that I picked up when I was on vacation. So this was from a Lush catalog, also the Lush catalog. This is a piece of tissue paper that someone gave me a gift wrapped in, and this is a Madewell shopping bag. So I think like as I evolve in my creating process, oh thank you. As I like evolve in my creating process and learn new techniques, I change favorites, and I think right now it's really hard for me to pick what my favorites are. But I'm going to pick my top 3 right now. Currently my top 3 would be still patterned paper. I use a lot of patterned paper. I have an embarrassingly large collection of patterned paper. So patterned paper, watercolors. I have quite a few different watercolor palettes with like actual like half pans, and then like watercolor colored pencils, basically like watercolor products. I use those on my layouts and in like my mixed media and stuff, which I'm actually going to do on this one now that I reminded myself. So what do we have? Pattern paper, watercolors, and ooh, definitely. Yes, alphas. Not so much like the big, like thicker and other like American Crafts alpha sets. While I do love those and I use them, let me grab my little alpha tray. Smaller alphas like these Felicity Jane alphas, the Kelly Perky alphas. Oh my gosh, her alphas are everything. Allie Edwards has good alphas. Yeah, this would definitely be a favorite product currently. I just really like I have so many, as you can see. I really like the small detail that they can add to any kind of project. You can use them in scrapbooking, card making, mixed media projects, journaling. You can really use them for anything, and they just add a little bit of like bold, like oomph. Yes, I love mini alphas. Mini alphas, that's a good name for them. I like that. I know. Oh my gosh. Every day I have to refrain from just filling my cart with Kelly Perky's mini alphas and buying them all and like 10 copies of all of them. I get at least one a month because I'm subscribed to her monthly kit. And then like this last kit, she did 2 sets of alphas, which basically had me singing. So I'm like, Susanna, you don't need to buy more. You'll get them next month. It'll be okay. Ooh, I can't recommend Kelly's products enough. Her products are such good quality. They're really great prices for what they are. Um, I just really love them. I love her stamps. I love her alphas, her cards, like her journaling cards. What I haven't tried yet, and I'm so excited that she came out with, and I need to try, are her traveler's notebook kits. When I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh. Yes, I was just accepted onto the Feed Your Craft creative team, so I'm so excited to be on that team with Heba. And her products I love her products. Okay, so that is dry. Let's find a page to add this blue. Ooh, this will go good here. So this is just my Use It Up journal, which I was mentioning I got this idea. Whoa, I just got that everywhere. I got this idea from Adele of Inky Quill. She calls it a Use It Up journal, and basically you just, I don't want to do on the back of that one because that's like a finished piece. Well, I guess it doesn't hurt. Why not? You basically just use your extra paint and stuff. I don't like to waste product, so eventually this will become, like as I add extra product to it, eventually this will become a layout, and then on a day that I don't have time to do a full layout, I can just pop in here and finish one up. The background will already be done for me. Cool. Okay, set that aside to dry. Okay. Let's add some more scribble stick. I'm thinking no, this purple color. I wish the color on the, I'm watching the stream in front of me on my computer. I wish the color was picking up true on camera. It looks so muted on camera, and that's kind of a bummer. I do have my bright white studio lights on, so that could be causing a little bit of an issue with the muted colors, at least. Okay. That's a pretty purple. I was telling you guys how there's a wedding going on outside. They are now playing classical versions of Blink-182 songs at this wedding. Like, they have they don't have any words in them, but they have taken the music of Blink-182 songs and they have made it into a classical song. And I don't know, maybe the people at the wedding, I don't know, like, their age range or anything. Maybe they don't recognize the songs, but I definitely do, and I think that's hilarious and wonderful at the same time. I love it too. I love it too. Also, I love the person that thought to themselves, like, I am going to take this song and I'm going to make it classical. Like the person that recomposed it. What is that? Like, I guess they kind of composed it because not the original, but like the classical version. Okay. Yes, I like the purple. But we need more purple up in this corner over here because these things are hard to get out of this little package. Now we need some over here. Now they're having like microphones screeching out there. It's quite the interesting wedding. Okay. What else? What else? What else? This is always the point where I'm like, I know I want something on there, I just don't know what I want to add. I'm going to quickly, because I just realized I still have some of this iridescent paint left. I'm going to just kind of rub it on here so that I don't waste it. Okay, cool. Bye, Ebba. Thanks for coming and watching. Alrighty, what to do now? I think, I don't know, it's missing something and I just can't put my finger on what it's missing. Maybe we need to do more mists? Maybe just more splatters? No, it needs more than that. Okay, let's pick a color. This orange, excuse me, this orangish color might be nice. Ooh, what about dark blue? Maybe both of them. Yeah, I think we'll go with those. Sorry for the shaking. I know this navy, is it called navy? Yeah, this navy Heidi Swap Color Shine is one of my favorites. It looks so pretty. Okay, let's... That's vibrant. I like it. A little off the page there. Okay. Oops, I totally just sprayed that on the piece under that. That's okay. I kind of want to spread it around a little. Let's use this like mini mop brush. The color shines have a tendency to like pool. Oh my gosh, that happens to me all the time on both YouTube and Instagram. There's like one of my pals, and I like all of a sudden realize that I'm either like not following them or not subscribed to them. I'm like, how? How is it even possible? So I totally know what you mean. Thank you for subscribing, friend. I appreciate that. Okay, let's do some... I was mentioning earlier, I'm wearing a white shirt, which is totally not the color to use when you're doing like splattering and playing with paint, but you know. Wow, that's like all over the... Usually I just do a pattern, so I do like a strip or I do like a triangle, but I needed more. That navy is too pretty. Okay, let's dry this and then see where we're gonna go. Okay, so I know one thing I want to do is... Where's my tiny brush? It always gets lost because it's so small. I can never find it. So I know I want to add some little dots to these turquoise smears. Oh, little cacti. I didn't even think about that. I love that. Yes, they do. Ooh, imagine I have this just Target acrylic paint, this pistachio color. Imagine how fun it would be to do little smears like that and then put these little white. Ooh, I need to try that at some point. I'm going to put that there. Sorry, I just knocked the camera around. I'm going to put that there so that I remember to do that. So I'm using Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White because it is the most opaque white that I can get my hands on. Everything else is not white enough for me, so I love this stuff. Okay, we'll do them on these ones, even though they're kind of hard to see. Right there. Wait, and right there. Okay. Let me close. I think I'm done with these for now, at least. So I'll push those out of the way so I can get up into the frame more. Sorry, the top of my head is like all up in there. I'll start these ones so I can work my way up and I don't put my arm in them because that's something that I do often. Right after I do something and I put my arm in it. Ooh, last three. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with that, and now all I can think about are little cacti, and I'm so excited. Going to put that out of the way. Okay. Ooh, I'm really liking the way this is turning out. What does it need now? It needs it needs, I know it needs, ooh, I know, I just got it. Let me move some stuff so I can grab them. moves for this. Oh, did I just shake the camera again? I'm sorry. It's 1 a.m. where you are? Wait, where are you? 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, so you're not in the US. You're in Europe somewhere. Canada? No. I don't know. Where are you? England. Oh, that's right. I knew that. This darn memory of mine. I knew that. I want to say that I'm sorry for inspiring you at 1 a.m. to get messy, but at the same time, I'm not sorry because getting messy is so fun. So I recently did this thing on Cody's. I did a mixed media piece, a small 4x4 for my boyfriend to put on his desk because he asked me to create one for him. And I did this thing where I did a bunch of wood veneer letters and I kind of like distressed them and then painted them and stuck them on in like random fashion. And I loved the way that looked. So I want to do something similar here, but I can't decide if I want to do stars or if I want to do letters. What do you guys think? So we could do like mini miscellaneous letters or we could do stars for this layout. Which one would go better with it? Ooh, maybe the stars. Well, I don't know. I feel like they both look good. Oh, you're so sweet. Yes, I am making one for his mom. I'm going to make one for her probably. Ooh, both. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Now we're getting real crazy. Challenging all of my comfort zones. Yes, I am making one for her. I haven't started it because I haven't left the house to go get the canvas, but I need to do that. You guys are so sweet, like both of them. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna try it. I don't know if I'll be able to. That's a weird mixture. Maybe hearts and stars. I could probably get behind hearts and stars. I'm such a comfort zone person. Ah! I want to get out of my comfort zone though, so I need to just go for it. Go for it, Susanna. Do it. Okay. I'm going to. The camera's gonna shake really quick. I'm sorry. Okay. I just had to move the tripod. It was like hitting my computer and I was afraid it was going to get all scraped up. So what I did first when I did his was I put them in. Look, I'm doing both, you guys. I'm going for it. I'm doing a mixture. I'm so proud of myself. It's the little things. And then I chose a color to first create the distressed, like stained look. I'm going to use this dilution slate gray for this. And where is, I think I just used my finger when I did it before and I don't know what else to use. So kind of mix those up in there and let them sit for a minute so they can really soak up that stain. Okay, so we'll let those sit and get really stained. In the meantime, what should I put on here next? Let's see. I have this little, what time is it? Okay, it's 4:47. I will be back in 2 seconds. I need to go give my little kitty some food. Okay, I'm back. She's not little. She's a full-grown cat, but I like to think that she's little. I'm a major cat lady. Cody and I have 2 cats, and we treat them like our children, so they eat at specific times, and they're very spoiled. Okay. Actually, I think that gave these guys enough time to sit. So we'll grab this towel, put them out onto it. Oh, they're officially married now, the people outside. He just pronounced them husband and wife, and everybody is cheering and very excited. Yay! Yay them. So I'm just patting off the excess stain. Now they're playing music that sounds like it came from like a 90s cartoon. They have some interesting music tastes at this wedding. Yes, they're like children. Like, cats are, and they're so loving and stuff that, like, how could you not feel like they're your child? Okay, let's see where I can put these. I know. Excuse me, do you mind not getting married right now? I am trying to have a crafty stream. Which is so important. Maybe up here? Maybe right here. I'm going to take one away from this. I think I'm going to take this star away. I like them to be in clumps of odd numbers rather than even numbers, so I'm just trying to... What are you looking at? Fiona? Or Ellie? No, Fiona. Go away. Come on, girl. One of them is bothering the other one while she's trying to eat. Cat mom problems. Ooh, you're right. I actually really like it, you guys. So smart. Oh, hi, husband, Mr. Sea Scraps. Okay, so just stick those on. I'm just using Scotch adhesive, Scotch quick dry adhesive in a fine liner bottle. It's not technically a mixed media glue, but it works just fine. It does take a little bit of time to dry though, so like after each one you kind of have to hold it there for a minute, which is slightly annoying, but I don't really mind, so it's fine. Whoa, getting crazy now. Like this one, it's not wanting to stick. It's being a little stubborn. I think I just need to hold it there a little longer. I also like that this glue dries clear. So previously when using these little open heart or these open stars, I was having issues with, I was using this Tombow mono liquid glue, and it is permanent, which is what I like about it. So it has a really strong hold, but just be careful with this if you use it. If you use it on like an open star, or like, doesn't matter if it's wood veneer or acrylic, I've used it for both, and it turned yellow. So like the part that you could see through the star turned a like really ugly yellow, and it was Unfortunately, it wasn't on a mixed media piece where I wouldn't really care. It was on a scrapbook layout and it looked really nasty. So heads up about that. But it does have a really strong hold. So if you're using it for solid, oh, see, I have really bad anxiety, and I think that that's why certain things really freak me out, like mixing stars and letters. Um, so I can never make decisions like that because I start getting really anxious and like freaking out. So I'm glad that you told me to just go for it because it did really turn, you were totally right. It turned out really good. I like the mixture. But with those types of things like panic disorder or anxiety or whatever, it's really hard to get out of your comfort zone sometimes and like try those things. I don't know. I'm sure you understand. So I appreciate the suggestion from you guys. Also, I don't know if that was supposed to be a 6 or a 9, but that's fine. I think on Cody's, I actually, because I just slapped him down and I didn't really organize them like I did with this one, some of his letters are like upside down and sideways, and it actually turned out really cool looking that way with the sideways and upside down letters. This is probably the most tedious part of this whole layout. And then, oh, I still have to do these ones. Oh my gosh, I totally would not mind at all. I would love that if you filmed a video inspired by this. I would love to see how it turns out. I'm sure it'll be amazing. If you do, please let me know. I want to watch it. Wait, you have a YouTube channel? Oh my gosh. See, this is just like when you were saying that you didn't know that you weren't subscribed. I didn't even know you had a YouTube channel. I need to subscribe when I'm done. Ugh. The struggle is seriously because my hands shake so much. I can never get the little tip for the bottle back on this fine liner bottle. Oh my goodness. Ooh, I really like it. And then what I'm going to do, well, let me dry those first. Oh my gosh, I know. I can't stand the blue fine liner bottles. I just want to throw them at the wall constantly. Nothing, you can't get anything to come out of those. I gave up. I switched over to yellow and I have not gone back. So I think now I am going to paint these letters because I like them on there, but I want them to be a more, I guess, more subtle color. So I'm going to do, let's see, this would be a lot easier. Ellie, what's wrong? My cat, she's being, I don't know. She sees something and she's yelling at it. You can probably hear her actually. I am going to paint these the same color as the modeling paste, so that pretty light blue. And I'm gonna leave the sides the deep gray color because I think it gives a little bit of dimension so that you can tell they are coming off the page. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, and then you know it would be fun to add some of the iridescent paint over it. I should have just mixed the iridescent color with the iridescent stuff with this, but that's okay. I'll just do 2 layers. You're so funny. That's sometimes like right now. If I was not on this live situation, I would probably be doing the same thing. Like, oh my gosh, ooh, I love this. Oh my gosh. There's just like sometimes you just get excited about paper and crafty things. I feel you. Almost there. This is very tedious, but well worth it, I think. They look so cute. Oh, see, I did it again. You're not alone. So it's nearly 1 a.m. in England. It's probably 1 a.m. now. Yeah. It's probably 1 a.m. now. I can't believe you're still watching. I so totally and completely appreciate that. It's only 5 p.m. Here in California. I'm starting to get hungry for dinner, but want to finish this before I go. So I'm going to finish this layout first. These live streams are so fun. It's like having a crafting party with all of my crafty pals that I wouldn't be able to have like you and I, how far apart we live. Like we couldn't have an in-person crafting party, but this YouTube live, it's like having a crafting party with my pals. Um, yes. Oh, it's worth staying up for. You're so sweet. Dilutions paints. I love the Dilutions paints. I I do also wish that they had the permanents once dry. Um, but the pigment of the Dilutions paints and just the texture of them is something that I really really like and that I can't find. I mean, for the price, they're a great quality, and I just can't find that in any other paints. So they're actually a little bit harder to find in store here in the U.S. I don't know if it's the same in England. Um, I know in like Australia they're fairly popular. I don't know if it's that they're not as popular here or um, our stores just tend to stick more to scrapbooking and less to mixed media. Although they are getting more into mixed media recently. So I can get them at Hobby Lobby or I can order them online. But I really, oh, and there's a very small local crafting store in Monterey where I used to live and where my mom still lives called Beverly's. And they have a very good selection of Dilutions and like just all of the Dilutions products. I don't know, is it the same in England? Are they hard to find in store? Do you mostly have to order them online? That might just be a product based thing. I'm just doing a quick second coat of this color. And then I'm going to add the iridescent to them after they dry a little bit. I am really loving this layout so much. I was in Ireland in January of this year. So at the beginning of the year, I was over there, and so we went to Ireland and Northern Ireland, which is, I guess, technically part of the UK. And I had the hardest time finding crafting stores. And I've always heard like my pals in England, my crafty pals in England, talk about how hard of a time they have getting craft supplies. But boy, I have a whole new appreciation for the whole every block in California, or basically in the US, has a Michael's or a Joann or a Hobby Lobby because I didn't find a single crafting store while I was over there. Also, I was in just last month, well, not the month before last, in August, I went on a trip with my mom to France and Italy, and the same thing. Like, I mean, there were a lot of art stores, I will say that. So I was able to get a lot of like paint and other crafty goodness. But as far as paper crafting went, no, it was nearly impossible. So, yeah, I have a whole new appreciation. Mermaid paste. Oh, I like that name. That's basically what it looks like. Okay. Yes, that was a genius idea from you on mixing the stars in the heart, or the stars in the letters. I think I'm going to do some iridescent paint over them and then add some finishing touches. I think I'm going to do, I did the navy and the splatters, so I need to add a little bit more navy. And I think I'm going to do that in the form of a scribbly doodly border to kind of tie things together. That's a little bit darker than I wanted it, but that's okay. It's good. And then can't have a Susanna layout without a couple clusters of dots. Maybe one more right here. I lied, I want one right here too. Kind of going from one page to the next. Whoa, I'm throwing things. And then I have this little silver pen that I like to add the in-between dots with. Oh, thank you. I actually am hoping to soon. I am gonna get some of those like flat canvases, so they're not the stretched canvas, they're just the canvas boards, and start doing some pieces on those for just like friends and family and for myself, for my scrappy area, so that I can start framing and hanging them, because I think that would be fun. I think I'm a little, you know how you're always so critical of your own work. So I'm just trying to, I think now I feel at a place where I'm confident enough to start doing things like that. But back when I was venturing into the more three-dimensional, duh, Susanna. Back when I was venturing into the more three-dimensional mixed media, I was a little bit nervous. This one's very dimensional. But I think now this is my all-time favorite journaling spread ever. But now I think I'm gaining confidence now and feel like soon I'll be able to do things like frame them. Thank you, though. I really appreciate that. I love this pink Liquitex paint pen, but I've noticed that for some reason, no matter how much I shake it, it's just so very light and watery compared to the other Liquitex paint pen colors, which is fine. It works well for things like this. I really love doing watercolor blobs similar to this one and then tracing them, and they look like flower petals. So, I mean, it has its purpose, but at the same time, sometimes I really want an opaque pink and I just can't get it with this one. I know that on Instagram I'm mostly a paper crafter, but behind the scenes I'm actually really big into mixed media. So, whoa, I just poured way too much of that stuff. I will have to use it somewhere else. Yeah, behind the scenes I'm really into mixed media. It's kind of what I do for relaxation, to help my anxiety and stuff. So I've accumulated quite a few supplies, most of which when I first bought them, I had no idea what they were. I had never heard of them, didn't know what they did. I think it's so fun to just discover new products and new supplies. And then I think along with that, it's also really fun to play with them and learn different ways to use them, even if you're using them in ways that they weren't intended to be used. I mean, I think that that's the freedom that kind of comes with mixed media, and it's helped my anxiety and my need for perfection, my OCD, and my like controllingness, I guess, a lot. So that's one thing that's been really good about doing mixed media. And every day I find myself like doing more and more things that are like challenging my previous self, similar to like mixing stars and letters. I know it seems so small and silly, but it's seriously something I wouldn't have ever done. I don't know why. I'm so glad I did. I love the way it turned out. And I also think that, I mean, I'm just rambling about things, but going off of your supply comment, I feel like there's almost two different worlds to mixed media, and I've kind of found myself somewhere in between the two. I feel like there's the artistic, not the artistic, it's all artistic. There's the like art side of mixed media where people use a lot of art supplies, and then there's like a paper crafting side of mixed media where people use more paper crafting supplies. And I think coming from a paper crafting background but having a really strong interest in art, um, like traditional art, I think that's kind of put me somewhere in between, and I like using products from both sides of the spectrum. It's been really fun. Also, this iridescent stuff will probably be going on everything and anything I can put it on for the next like couple months because I'm so in love with it. Almost there. You know, when you can like see the finish line, like, oh, I'm so close. That's how I feel right now. Not that I'm not enjoying myself, but I'm getting really hungry. And I want to go eat dinner and spend some time. I mentioned earlier about some magazines that I have with my name on them that I'm going to read and then pull apart for crafty use. I'm excited because who doesn't love cutting up magazines? I know I do. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh my goodness. I don't even deserve those kind words that you just gave me. Thank you so much, my sweet friend. I really appreciate that. Um, I've really taken a liking to art in general recently, and I think I've worked to try to find my own style, but sometimes you don't know because you're so close to it when you're doing it yourself that like I can't look at my own stuff and be sure that I'm creating my own style. So it really means a lot that you shared that with me. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I insta stalk everyone. Like seriously everyone. I'm such an Instagram stalker. So I always approve of a little Instagram stalking. That's so funny. Okay. Last thing. What do we need? Last finishing touches. Let me get some inspiration from past pages. I usually do a quote on my pages. I don't know. I feel like this one may not need a quote. It needs something. Let's add the date really quick before I forget. And finishing touches. It needs like one thing, like a focal image, a like, Oh my gosh, I love that. Yes, that is it. That's what it needs. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. You're good at this. I'm gonna do it in white, my go-to white, and I think I'm gonna do it like right here. Or maybe right here. No, I kind of want to use up both pages. Okay, in the middle it is. I'm always so nervous to start. Oh my gosh, don't even be sorry. I have so many typos usually. I'm queen of typos. Okay, here I go. I'm always afraid I'm going to spell it wrong too. Did I spell that right? Oh my gosh, what if I didn't? I think I spelled that. I just looked at the way you spelled it. Do we spell that the same as you guys? Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. I'm sorry. That's how everyone spells Concord, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. I don't know why. I just had a minor, like, COLOR, COLOUR. I had one of those moments and I was like, it doesn't look right, but it does. It's totally right. I'm just crazy. Let's do a second coat so it really stands out. No, you didn't make an oops at all. That was totally Susanna, me having a brain fart moment, not knowing what I was doing. Not remembering how to spell a very common and simple word. I guess it happens to the best of us. There's like a fuzzy on there. There we go. I think my head's totally, yeah, it is. There's my head in there. This pen picks up all the water-based product, so it's kind of turning a orangish pink color. I wish you could see the C more. It's all so prominent except for the C. Let me try one more coat. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I am going to do one more coat on this half of things over here since it's turned slightly green from the background. Girl, you are good. Mixing letters, coming up with captions. And there it is, the finished piece. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I love it, I love it, I love it. And look at that iridescence. Oh, I'm totally shaking the camera when I was smacking it. Oh, it looks so good. Okay, well, I think I did not too bad for my first live stream. I am gonna go eat dinner. Thank you for your help. I so totally and completely appreciate it. I had so much fun hanging out. And I guess, yeah, we'll have to plan another one of these soon. Thanks again for watching and for being here with me while I made this, and I'll see you next time. Bye!